Welcome back to AI Search Explained by Rank for AI. I'm Adam Parker, and I'm here with my co-founder, Jimmy Connoley. Today, we're tackling something we see constantly in our audits. Businesses that rank well on Google, but are completely invisible when people ask ChatGPT, Perplexity, or any other AI system the same question.
It's probably the most common issue we encounter. A business owner will contact us saying they're doing well in traditional search, they've invested in SEO for years, but when their customers start using AI tools, they've just vanished.
Exactly. And it's not their fault. The systems work completely differently. Through our research into how AI systems interpret and recommend businesses, we've identified some fundamental structural differences that most people just aren't aware of yet.
Right, but before we dive into the technical side, let's be clear about what we're seeing. Adam, when you audit a business and find this gap, what does that actually look like for them?
Let me give you a typical example. We audited a Manchester-based accountancy firm recently, ranking number 2 on Google for Small Business Accountants Manchester. But when we tested the same query across ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity, they didn't appear in any of the responses.
That's a real business impact. If even 20% of their potential clients are starting to use AI tools for research, that's revenue walking out the door.
The key insight from our experiments is that AI systems don't just crawl and index web pages like Google does. They're building understanding, creating connections, looking for authority signals that are completely different from traditional SEO signals.
So what are they actually looking for? Because business owners need to understand this. They can't just hope their existing SEO will carry them through.
3 main things. First, contextual authority. Not just links pointing to your site, but mentions of your business in relevant contexts across the web. Second, comprehensive information architecture. AI systems need to understand not just what you do, but how you fit into the broader ecosystem.
What's the third?
Structured clarity. AI systems are incredibly good at parsing structured information, but they struggle with implied meaning. If your website says, "We provide comprehensive business solutions," an AI system might not connect that to accountancy services.
That makes sense. We see this all the time. Businesses that have grown through word of mouth and referrals, so their online presence assumes people already know what they do.
Exactly. And it goes deeper than just website copy. When I run experiments across different AI platforms, I'm seeing they heavily weight third-party validation, not just reviews, but editorial mentions, industry publications, even social media discussions.
But that sounds like PR, not SEO. Are we telling business owners they need to completely rethink their approach?
Not completely rethink, but definitely expand. Traditional SEO focused on your own properties, your website, your content, your technical setup. AI recommendation requires you to think about your entire digital footprint.
Let's get practical here. We worked with a law firm in Birmingham recently. What did we actually change for them?
Great example. They were ranking well for employment law queries on Google, but invisible in AI responses. We identified that while they had good technical SEO, they had no presence in legal discussions online, no quotes in industry publications, no structured data telling AI systems what areas they specialized in. And the fix wasn't just about their website. Not at all. We helped them build a content strategy that included contributing to legal publications, participating in industry forums, and creating resources that other websites would naturally reference. But we also restructured their website to make their expertise crystal clear to AI systems.
The publication piece is interesting. When you say AI systems look for editorial mentions, what does that actually mean for a typical UK business?
It means being mentioned in context. So for that law firm, getting quoted in an article about employment law changes, or having their insights referenced in industry reports. AI systems like Claude and ChatGPT seem to weight these editorial contexts much more heavily than traditional backlinks. But most small businesses aren't getting quoted in the Financial Times. What's the realistic path here? Local publications, trade journals, industry newsletters. We've seen businesses gain AI visibility through mentions in local business magazines, council publications, even well-respected blogs in their sector. It's about building authentic presence, not gaming the system.
You mentioned structured data earlier. That sounds technical. Is this something business owners can tackle themselves?
Some of it, yes. Basic schema markup for business information, services, locations, that's increasingly important as AI systems rely on structured data to understand context. But there's a strategic layer too that's more complex. What do you mean by strategic layer? How you position yourself within your industry ecosystem. When Perplexity or Google's AI overviews answer a question about your sector, they're not just looking at individual businesses, they're building a map of how different services, locations, and expertise areas connect.
So you need to help them understand where you fit in that map. Exactly. And this is where traditional SEO thinking can actually hurt you. SEO often focuses on differentiating yourself, standing apart. AI systems seem to prefer businesses that clearly fit into established categories while having specific expertise within those categories.
That's counterintuitive. Can you give me an example?
Sure. Instead of positioning yourself as innovative, disruptive marketing solutions, you'd be better positioned as performance marketing agency specializing in B2B SaaS companies in London. AI systems can easily categorize and recommend that.
Right, because they're trying to match user queries to relevant businesses, not trying to understand creative positioning.
Precisely. And this shows up consistently across ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. They all prefer clear, structured categorization over creative differentiation. Let's talk about something we've seen a lot of recently: businesses that have good Google My Business profiles but still don't show up in AI local search results. This is a big one. Google My Business optimization doesn't automatically translate to AI visibility. These systems often pull from different data sources, and they're looking for different signals of local authority. What kind of signals? Community involvement mentions, local media coverage, participation in local business organizations. We audited a restaurant group recently that had perfect GMB setup, but zero mentions outside of review platforms. And that hurt their AI visibility? Completely. When we tested local restaurant queries across different AI platforms, they were recommending places that had been mentioned in local food blogs, community newsletters, even council websites for local events. The algorithm seemed to interpret these as stronger local authority signals. So it's not enough to just be a good business. You need to be a visible part of your community online.
That's a great way to put it. AI systems are building understanding of local ecosystems, not just business directories.
Let's address something practical: timeline. When businesses start working on AI visibility, how long before they see results?
It varies significantly. Quick wins around structured data and website clarity can show results in weeks, but building the broader digital footprint, the mentions, the authority signals, that's a months-long process.
And it requires consistent effort, not just a one-time fix.
Absolutely. The businesses we work with that see the best AI visibility results are treating this as an ongoing strategy, not a project. They're consistently creating value, sharing expertise, participating in their industry conversations.
Which brings us back to that fundamental difference between traditional SEO and AI optimization. SEO was often about optimizing what you already had. This requires actively building new assets and relationships.
Right. And it's happening across all the major AI platforms, whether someone's using ChatGPT for research, Perplexity for quick answers, or Google's AI overviews. They're all looking for these deeper authority and context signals.
What about businesses that are just starting to think about this? Where should they begin?
First, audit where you currently stand. Test queries related to your business across multiple AI platforms. See what's being recommended and why. Understand the gap between your Google visibility and your AI visibility.
Then what?
Fix the basics. Make sure your website clearly communicates what you do, where you do it, and who you serve. Add proper structured data. But then start thinking strategically about how you can contribute value to your industry conversations online.
And be realistic about the timeline and effort required.
Exactly. This isn't about quick hacks or gaming the system. AI systems are getting better at identifying authentic authority and genuine expertise. The businesses that will succeed are the ones that focus on building real value and presence.
Any final thoughts for business owners who are just realizing they have this gap?
Don't panic, but don't wait either. The shift is happening gradually, but it is happening. Start building now, and you'll be ahead of competitors who are still only thinking about traditional search. Right. And remember, this isn't about abandoning everything you've built with traditional SEO. It's about expanding your strategy to include these new systems. Perfect way to put it. To wrap up today's episode, if your business shows on Google but not in AI answers, you're not broken. You're just optimized for yesterday's search landscape. The key takeaways are: understand that AI systems look for contextual authority and structured clarity. Build genuine industry presence beyond your own website, and start now, because this shift is accelerating. For business owners who want to understand where they stand with AI visibility, we offer comprehensive audits that test your presence across all major AI platforms and provide specific recommendations. You can learn more about our AI search audits and strategy services at rankforai.co.uk. Thanks for listening to AI Search Explained, and we'll see you next time.